Hello everyone, Thomas here, Free Range Art Farm. So we got a couple of tasks today. The first one, we've had our hives for about 3 weeks. So we're going to do a 3-week check on the yellow hive, just see how they're doing. We did pull a frame of brood to help out the purple hive about a week ago. So I want to see if they've recovered, how they've recovered from that. We're also going to change out the feeders. I bought a couple of top feeders. So these guys, the ones we put in, they just, since it's on an angle, they keep spilling, and we have a lot of bees are dead. So we're going to try these out, and if it's on an angle, it shouldn't spill. The bees climb down these little, they come up through the center, they climb down, and they get in to get the sugar syrup. They get in to get the sugar syrup, and hopefully none of them die. The other thing we have to do is the purple hive has a drone laying worker, which we identified in the last video. We're going to do, I keep calling it the nuclear option. We have to shake out all the worker bees, the nurse bees, and about 100 yards away, and kind of leave them for dead, and empty out the frames, bring everything back, install a new queen. We have a new queen, and all the gathering workers that have been out getting pollen and nectar, they know where the hive is, so they'll come back, they'll get in there, they'll release the queen, they'll start taking care of the brood that's already in there, and hopefully the queen will start laying. I am going to take out, there's a frame in there that has a bunch of eggs from the drone laying workers, so I'm going to take that out and replace it with one of these other frames. Do you have a question?
I have 2 questions.
What's your question?
You might want to explain to them why we're trying to get rid of all the nursing bees.
Well, okay. So why are we getting rid of the nursing bees? Because one or many of them are actually laying eggs, and all they will lay are drones, male eggs. So while they're in there, the other workers won't build a cell to replace the queen because they've got somebody laying eggs, and it's only boys that they're laying. So the colony will eventually die out. If we put a queen in there now, they will kill that new queen. So we have to get rid of all the workers that are laying. The only ones that will be laying are the nurse bees, the ones that are hanging out on the frames that have never left the hive. So if we take them a distance away, we shake them all out, all the ones that are laying will be out on the ground, and they won't be able to find their way back to the hive because they don't know where it is. And we bring them far enough away where they can't smell it and detect it. So they'll kind of be doomed. I feel bad about that, but we have to have some losses to hopefully save the whole hive. Otherwise, the entire hive's going to die anyway. The whole colony is going to die.
And the reason why we can't have all male bees, the drones, is their sole purpose is to simply fly out, mate with a different queen from a different hive, and then as soon as they do that, they die. So, yes.
Right, so they won't come back to the hive, and then this hive will eventually die out. So,
did you say you were going to take the brood that we previously placed in the purple hive and put it back into the yellow hive?
No, we're going to leave the brood in the purple hive and let that hatch out, and then there'll be replacement nurse bees. The worker bees that have flown out and have been gathering pollen and nectar, when they come back, they should realize there's no nurse bees, and they'll take over nursing and take care of the brood. I'm also going to put some pollen patties into these hives to help supplement. So certainly the purple hive, they'll have pollen patties, they'll have sugar syrup. They won't have to leave the hive to get the resources they need to rebuild. And for the yellow hive, we're going to do the same, add pollen patties and the new feeder, just because it's spring and it's going to rain a lot, so we'll help them build up as well. All right, so I'm going to get my glasses on, get my hood on, and we'll tear down the yellow hive and check it out.
So how can you tell they started using propolis or making propolis?
Because it was kind of stuck. The
Oh,
propolis
neat.
is their glue. All right, so these guys have been doing really well. Still kind of expect these end frames to be empty.
They're a little slow moving today.
It's cold.
Yeah, I know.
So we're not going to stay in this hive for very long. This was the replacement comb that I took out of the purple hive. So they're putting a little bit of pollen in there. I'm not going to smoke them down. They're really chill.
Yeah, they are.
All right. So this one is a frame. It was just a foundation. So they've got some comb built out on this side, but they've got a lot built out over here.
Yeah.
Lots of honey. Lots of nectar. Pollen. Just kind of quick looking for the queen. Oh, I see the queen on the next frame.
Awesome.
She's a big fat queen. Do you want to get the camera over here, Ro?
Yep.
So, there's our queen. Look at how big she is. So beautiful.
Wow.
This
is huge.
is all brood. This entire frame is solid brood. These pockets are just larvae that haven't aged enough to be covered and capped. Here's some honey. This is beautiful. Where'd my queen go? Did she go to the other side?
I think she's on the bottom.
Okay. I just want to make sure I don't squish her and
Squish
don't
her.
lose her. Okay, so this side.
Do you see her? Now there's a bunch. There's like a little ball going on over here. So I wonder.
Yeah, they're probably. She's like, holy crap, it's cold. Okay, so let's get this frame back in.
Slowly.
Super careful.
Since we know
That was our
she's-
queen.
That's
So
awesome.
that's looking great. This frame, I don't really want to pull this out, but this frame looks good. I'm just looking down at it. This frame is another one that looks lots of brood on here, lots of larvae. This one's got lots of brood, lots of larvae. These guys are doing awesome. So I'm going to close this up, I think. Let's see, this frame. Okay.
Were we going to put another frame in there or no?
No, we are going to put a pollen patty in here.
Okay. Oh, I thought there were supposed to be 8 frames in there.
There are supposed to be 8 frames. Here's the 8th frame.
Ah.
So the pollen patties, you just leave this wax paper on them, and there's holes, and the bees will just eat the paper away, and they'll eat the pollen. This right here on top, because they're basically in these frames, so I don't want them to have to go out to a frame where they just won't go because it's cold or something, so they can get to the pollen patty really easy.
What's the temperature here right now? Do you remember?
It is about 58 degrees right now.
Okay. Went down to what, 30 last night?
Yeah, it was 32. So we're going to set this on top. I know it doesn't match the color, but
It fits though. That's the important part.
all right. We're going to add.
I love how easy these are to fill. And it's so cool that they just come up from the bottom right through the center, and then they can just climb down the fence to the point that they need.
And this holds a lot of sugar syrup too, because this was about a half gallon, and I've emptied it. Well, not emptied it, but half emptied it.
Do you have to save some for the other hive?
I've got another thing over there for the other hive.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to leave a little bit of this, and then use all the rest of that. For the other hive, these. So I'm going to put this on top. So I want to get these bees off of here. So we'll kind of.
Careful.
There's that. Put that there. Now we don't need this other top anymore. We can put this on.
Why do we need them off the thing?
Because they had no way to get back down.
Oh,
If
okay.
they were up here, there's no way to get down. They would just go into the sugar syrup and die.
Okay.
And I did not want that. So, that one's good. Okay, so we took the hive about 100 yards over. We shook out all these frames, got all the bees off, all the worker nurse bees off. Brought the empty hive back with all the empty comb. There was a bunch of foragers that were back waiting for us. So now I'm just looking through the frames, putting them back in a decent order. I'm thinking about if I want to throw away, not throw away, but take some of these frames out because there may be a lot of useless brood. That's a bunch of drone brood. Right.
So you want to throw away the one that they laid in and then just keep the one that we transferred over from the yellow hive to the purple?
So if you see this one has a lot of cells that are bigger, and then you can see the larva in here. This was all drone brood that was laid by our overactive worker. So
that was my thumb. Sorry.
That's okay. We're gonna take this out.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I ruined the bad one.
Just leave that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 frames. We are going to introduce our queen now. A beautiful marked queen.
Her name is Blue.
Okay, so the cork is out.
Move slower. You've got bees all over you.
Here's our, I don't know if you can see her, but she's right there with a little blue mark on her. So we're going to get her into the hive.
All right, so how are we placing her in?
We are going to squeeze her in between 2 frames. If I can get my fingers in there.
So the cork's already out?
The cork is already out.
Because I know that, like the last time, what was the concern? We put one of them in kind of funny.
Yeah, the last time I put the queen in with the screen facing the comb, and I was concerned that she wouldn't have as much, be able to be fed by the other workers that are outside the cage.
And this time the screen is facing down?
This time the screen is facing down. And she should be able to get out that way if she needs to. So, this one is good. Everybody's in there that's going to be in there. I'm going to put this pollen patty right on top in the center. That's a little bit more, there we go, squished in. Okay. Now we're going to put, I need to be super careful that I don't squish any bees because every last one is important. So there's that.
You've got them trying to crawl in your pockets.
What's that?
You've got them trying to crawl into your pockets.
No, I hope they don't because I don't want them to get squished.
Well, give me a second. I'll brush them off for you if you want.
All right, in a minute. You can wait until this is all done. They may leave on their own.
Fine. Or crawl down into your pocket and you'll find a nice surprise.
Oh my god, everything's the end of the world.
Ooh.
End of the world.
As we know it. Ooh. I feel montage coming in.
Okay. Bring that back. I'm gonna set this on top now. Knock this little girl off. I don't want any bees on this because their only escape is to go down, and one already went into the Surgo syrup
Oh, there's a second one.
from the outside. Come on, babies.
Good save. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, she was not happy. I heard her buzzing. Bitching at you.
Now you, little one, also have to go. There's some sugar for you. Come on. We need you. There we go. Okay.
Ta-da!
Alright. Take this off. My glasses. Oh my goodness. So sweaty. Okay, so we got a little overzealous because I didn't want these guys, I didn't want to take forever to get the queen into the hive, and I wanted to get the hive back in place for the foragers that were out. So I forgot to film over 100 yards away, but all we really did is we had an empty box, we had the hive. Every frame I took out, I shook the bees off, we brushed the rest of them off, made sure there were no bees on it, and we put that empty frame into the other box and just put the lid on it really quick so no bees came with us when we brought it back. So that's all we did over there. We had the other box probably 20-30 feet away from the hive, just to help make sure the bees didn't come with us. We got that done. We brought the hive back. By the time we got back, there were at least a couple hundred bees. They were hanging out going, well, where's our hive? This is where we hang out and live. So we tried to very carefully put the hive back on, so we didn't squish any bees. And we let all those girls come in. I rearranged, you guys saw that, I rearranged the frames a little bit. Tried to get them so the drawn comb is in the middle and the empty frames are out wider. We put the queen in, I pulled the cork. We put the queen in, I put a pollen patty in, we put the new feeders in, which don't match the paint, but that's okay. We put the lid on, and all we're gonna do is resecure the hives, clean up our mess, and call it a day. So hopefully, purple hive will start to thrive. I am gonna leave it for a week. We'll come back. By the way, today, what is today? April 17th?
Sure.
It's Friday.
Friday.
April something teenth in 2020. So we're going to come back in a week, do another check on the yellow hive, and we'll do a check on the purple hive and see if we can find eggs, and hopefully some larvae by then. Yeah, should be some larvae by then, I hope too. So if that's the case, and we see a lot of bees have started nursing the brood, I think we'll be good, and hopefully this hive will start to thrive. I think that's it. Thanks for coming to visit.
Yep.
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 Yep. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
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 Be
No, I'm not feeling it today. Be good.
be good.
Be good.